Hi, it's Nick Shell, the internet receding hairline guy. So this guy Carlos that's commenting on my videos, Carlos, this is the second time you left me a comment, and I thought, you know what, that actually is a good idea for a video. Yeah, let's talk about that. So thanks again for this new video idea, because I've always got something to say, but especially if I can help viewers out there answer some questions, then that makes me happy too. So Carlos's new question is, what's the difference between a maturing hairline and a receding hairline? What's the difference between a receding hairline and a maturing hairline? So basically somewhere between the ages typically of 16 and 24, we can make that a smaller gap if we need to. But basically, sometime around you turning 18, those baby hairs that you have, they start going away. And they reveal your actual man hairline. So for me, I first noticed mine when I was about 19. And very slowly since then, it's been diminishing slightly every year since then. Of course, I'm 35 now, and I never thought I'd have this much hair at 35, because I noticed that back then when I was 19 or 20. So I just assumed I really wouldn't have much hair on top by age 35. And that's a story of hope in a sense, because just because you're noticing receding, it doesn't mean you're instantly going to be going bald. But going back to the question, what's the difference between a receding hairline and a maturing hairline? Again, maturing hairline means that those baby hairs are going away. You're having a higher hairline, which may or may not have that widow's peak look or whatever. But as far as, if I can pronounce it right, diminutive, something about diminutive, I don't know, Google it. But anyway, basically, when you look at your hairline, if it's truly receding, you're going to have thinning. You're going to have less hair there. And it's funny because it wasn't until I turned 30 that I started noticing that for myself, as far as, okay, this patch right here is thinner. Like when it's short, you can tell this patch right here is definitely thinner. And so it's one thing that your hairline recedes. It's another that it thins on top of, in addition to receding. And I think the easiest way to know for sure if you're having a receding hairline as compared to a maturing hairline is look to see if you're having thinning occurring in addition to the receding or the maturing. Okay, does that make sense? So maturing hairline simply means that your baby hairs are falling out as you're, 18 or so, give or take a few years. That's normal. If that didn't happen, that'd be weird, I guess. But you know that you're starting to lose your hair to some degree. If in addition to your hairline going up, you also see that it's thinner. That would be the easiest way to know for sure. But again, I say all that with a reminder that just because it is receding, if it is, we never know how fast it's going to recede, right? Because again, I really thought that by my late 20s, that'd be about the end of my hair. I can still make do with what I got, and I haven't suffered major loss at this point at age 35. And that's what I've talked about in other videos, is that no man knows for sure. I think I talked a few days ago. I know a guy who was 40, had a perfect hairline until he was 40, and then he just started losing his hair. So you never know what's going to happen. It's just like the day you die. You're never going to know. You can speculate, you can look at hints, but you're not really going to know. So Carlos, and for everyone else who can appreciate Carlos's question, what's the difference between receding hairline and maturing hairline? Maturing means that your baby hairs are going away as you're becoming a full adult. Receding hairline means that in addition to your hairline going up, you're also seeing thinning going on. And so it's interesting for me. I'm going to close with this. I noticed my hairline starting to recede at age 19. I noticed that it was definitely higher up in these corners. However, I didn't recognize thinning occurring. I didn't recognize it until right like on my 30th birthday, 5 years ago, was when I first noticed I was thinning here. Which a couple days ago I made a video talking about basically I can't have short hair anymore. I can shave it off down to a number 1 or 2, or I can have hair at least this long, and it looks good. But if it's shorter than this, you can tell that it is thinner right here, and I don't feel good about that. If I'm gonna have hair, I want to do it right, and if I'm not gonna have hair, I want to shave it off and I want it to look good. But okay, so I said I was gonna close with that. One more thing before I close. So I want to be clear that I personally am fundamentally opposed to stopping hair loss. As far as putting lotions or oils or getting some kind of procedure done, I personally am opposed to that, because as I'm making all these videos, hopefully one of the ongoing themes that you'd see is it's all about embracing losing your hair, embracing that fact and not trying to hide it. I think it's probably part of the human male experience that we who lose hair learn how to deal with that without covering it up. Now, again, it's one thing to know which hairstyles best suit a receding hairline, but I think where would I draw the line? If I'm gonna go through all these efforts to save my hair, it makes me think that I'm putting too much focus on the wrong thing. Because can I be confident in who I am even without hair? And the answer is absolutely yes. I shaved it off down to a 1, and I was just as confident, if not more, that way. So I hope that helps, Carlos. Keep those ideas coming. This is Nick Shell, the internet receding hairline guy.